A few days ago, these words came into my spirit. Tithe or tithes, turn it into money. And I'm thinking, I've heard that before, read it before. I think it's in Deuteronomy. And it's in Deuteronomy 14th chapter. So I'm going to read about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages on this. Because this is very interesting. Now, this is not for people who don't so-called tithes. It's for people that do. Your preacher has not been reading these verses to you. Deuteronomy the 14th chapter, verse 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds and of thy flocks, that thou may learn to fear the Lord thy Lord always. Verse 24, and if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God has blessed thee. Verse 25, then thou shalt turn it into money. Verse 25, then thou shalt turn it into money. I'm going to stop right there. How can I turn my tithes into money if it's already money? I have been hearing tithe of 10% of my income. Been in church 50 years, so I guess 50 years. I don't even know. I gave 10% of my income for somewhere between 30 to 40 years, thinking that I was tithing. But I had never heard a preacher preach on Deuteronomy 14th chapter, Deuteronomy 12th chapter, Deuteronomy 16th chapter, Numbers 18, and just go on and on. Verse 25 again. Then thou shalt turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. The Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt bestow that money, tithe that was turned into money, thou shalt bestow thy money. See, for whatever thy soul is lusted after. For oxen, for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, some wild turkey, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they had back in them days. I know they had wine, but I don't know strong drink. What was it? Or for whatever thy soul desired. Take that tithe, so fruit, vegetables, and animals, and turn it into money. I never, 50 years of church, heard a preacher preach this or read it to me. I had to figure that out. I had to learn and read every verse on tithing myself in 2005. And thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household thine and thine household, you and your household, take that tithe of fruits, vegetables, and animals and turn it into money and buy whatever you want. Eat it and rejoice in the Lord, you and your household. Then verse 27 says, and the Levite that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him. Go and share it with the Levite now. For he had no part or inheritance with thee. That's it. Because the other part deal with the widows, the fathers, and the strangers every 3 years. Now, turn it into money. Turn, Israel, turn your tithes into money. And buy whatever your soul desires. Buy it. And he gives a list here. Oxen, sheep, wine, strong drink, or whatever your soul desires. Eat it before the Lord thy God. And rejoice, you and your household. Now my pastors, whoever told me, Malachi, bring it to God. Bring it to him. If you don't bring God your tithe, you are in rebellion against God. You are cursed with a curse. You are a thief and a robber. And you'll probably end up in hell because you don't steal from God. Well, but what about Deuteronomy 14th chapter? Verse 25. Then thou shalt turn it into money. Oh, he going to have an excuse. He going to come up with a good lie. He has to. He got to. Tithing, which he says is money, is keeping his business going. Because if people don't tithe, there's a great possibility that his business will fail. But Deuteronomy the 14th chapter told Israel, then thou shalt turn it into money and buy whatever your soul desires, and rejoice in the Lord, you and your household. And remember, don't forsake the Levite. Share with him also. It didn't say anything about sharing with a prophet. That was a preacher under the old covenant. And it definitely didn't say anything about giving it to a pastor. And it definitely didn't say anything about giving it to a church. Yes, Malachi is talking about robbing God, but that's another subject. I've studied that a long time ago. See, Christians have been lied to and been taken advantage of for centuries over the tithe lie. Because I thought I was through with tithing. I dealt with that real strong in 2009 and 2010. And I figured it was enough. But that came up in my spirit, so I believe that I should talk about this. God bless.